Let me say something I wish someone had said to me years ago. Your body isn't broken, your immune system isn't crazy, and your symptoms, they're not random. They actually make sense. They're telling us a story. And when you understand why your body is reacting the way it is, everything changes. How you eat, how you think, and how you support yourself. Today, I want to help you to stop fighting against your body and start understanding what's going on. So, if you don't know me, I am Jen or Holistic Jen. I'm a whole food plant based culinary coach and a health educator. And I work with women who are smart, motivated, and doing everything they're told, yet still feel loads of fatigue, flares, food reactions, anxiety, and inflammation. And I know because I've been there. Most of them come to me believing something is wrong with their body, but I see over and over again is that their body is responding exactly the way that it's designed to do. So today, let's talk about why autoimmune symptoms actually make sense. Your body doesn't create symptoms to punish you. These symptoms are signals. Your body's waving the white flag. It's sending us messages that say, I'm not feeling safe. Something's wrong. Something's overwhelming me. Something needs support. Fatigue is your body conserving energy. Cravings are your body seeking stability and nutrients. If I'm craving sugar, what is found sweet out in nature? Fruit, right? Fruit and some of our root vegetables. And so if I didn't have candy or chocolate available to me, I would reach for fruit or those root vegetables. If I'm craving something salty, what is out in nature that it would be providing salt? Vegetables, leafy greens, foods that are really high in minerals, right? And so we need to turn away from, I keep having these sugar cravings. Maybe your body's having some vitamin and mineral cravings. Inflammation is our immune system trying to protect you. We actually like inflammation. We just don't like it to go on forever and ever. If you break your leg, you cut your hand, any of those things, we want our body to respond by an inflammatory response. We want blood to come to the area to carry the minerals and the amino acids and all the things we need to repair those things that are going on. But when it goes on and on and on, because you have autoantibodies, that's when it becomes an issue. And digestive issues are your gut asking for a change. Something's wrong. Maybe it's dysregulated. Maybe things are going through that aren't supposed to be going through. There's some sort of irritation. We need to pay attention. What is actually happening here? So, our autoimmune bodies are not malfunctioning, which is what I was taught way back. I was diagnosed in 2007. Go back and listen to my story. It's our body being overprotective. Once you understand that, you stop trying to shut symptoms down and start asking better questions. What most people miss are autoimmune symptoms. They think is I'm being weak. I'm not doing the things. I'm not working hard enough, right? Those symptoms come from chronic stress. They come from I don't feel safe, those kind of things. Things like blood sugar swings, poor digestion, nutrient depletion. Did you know that when you're stressed out, you burn through vitamin C and magnesium and zinc, all these minerals that we need to protect our immune system? But when we're stressed out, we burn through those and then we don't need them when our body really needs them. Emotional stress that leads to cortisol issues, which leads to blood sugar swings, which leads to inflammation. It turns into a vicious cycle. When we don't have routines, when we're not going to sleep at a regular time, waking up at a regular time, eating meals at regular times, when we're under eating or we're over restricting, not allowing our body to take in all of the nutrients that it needs, when we're pushing through, even though we're exhausted, those things affect our immune system, which increases our chances of autoimmune flares. Our body is constantly saying, hey, we need to be alert. We need to be on guard. We have to stay on at all times so that we can react immediately. It gets louder, it gets more intense, and it's all a conditioning in your body. But just like any other conditioning, if you've ever like started a fitness plan and you got to where you could really work out, every day, it was just a regular thing. And when you missed a workout, you're like, oh, I really, really miss it. Or for me, I eat greens every day. I got into this habit where I eat these greens, which is something I didn't eat greens years ago, right? But now when I go on vacation, if I don't have my greens, after a day, I'm like, I got to find some greens. We have to go somewhere where I can eat some greens. Last week or 2 weeks ago when I was on vacation with my son, every morning I'd say, okay, we have to go somewhere where I can have some greens. And we'd say like, well, you had some cabbage on whatever. I'm like, that doesn't count. I need more, right? And so we can reverse these things. So yes, I didn't have the greens those days, but I could go back to eating the greens. And now here I am eating greens every day again because it's something that my body needs. And I feel good when I eat those things. When I was first diagnosed, I believed my body had betrayed me. My doctor told me no one knows what causes this. It was the short end of the straw, whatever. And so I was constantly looking for ways to control it, to fix it, to silence what was going on, to stop the antibodies, to override what was going on. And so I needed to tighten up my diet. I needed to work out better. I needed to do all these different things. And I was pushing harder and harder. And guess what? I was getting sicker and sicker. It backfires. I was thinking, what's wrong with me? Instead of what is my body responding to? Once I learned about the importance of watching my blood sugar, I've never been a candy eater, but if I eat the wrong foods, even healthy whole foods can cause blood sugar issues in some people. Like some people, raw carrots don't cause any blood sugar issues, but cooked carrots do. For some people, raw tomatoes don't affect them, but tomato sauce, spaghetti sauce, things like that, that causes blood sugar spikes. And there's sugar in most store-bought blood sugar, most store-bought spaghetti sauce. Let's not eat the other stuff, right? And so we have to learn about those things. We have to learn about how to optimize our digestion for absorption of vitamins and minerals. We need to learn about what foods affect leaky gut because chances are, if you have autoimmune antibodies, you have leaky gut. And so we need to figure out what foods are aggravating your system, what foods are creating that leaky gut so that we can repair it and you no longer damage it. So you can better absorb vitamins and minerals. And so once we learn those things and learn to teach our body that we're safe. That's the hardest thing for me to do. I had a lot of trauma as a child, and every now and then I go back to that child, right? Those traumatic responses immediately come out. Something is presented to me, and I'm that 5-year-old or that 7-year-old kid again instead of my new grown up, strong, healthy person, right? And so it's something that I have to work on a daily basis, as well as instead of putting my body on high alert, being type A and perfectionist all day, I need to take breaks. And when I do take those breaks, I realize I'm a lot more productive at work. So taking a break to work out, taking a break to pause before meals, taking a time just for prayer or meditation, and then doing things like Qigong, which is, I actually teach Qigong. And so I love that. Those things really helped my body feel safe and recover. So, what helps us to feel safe? Predictability. And so, think about that. Like for me, the things that were not predictable, if I wasn't sure what's coming up next, that was when I was scared the most. And so, for me, having the structure, having regular meals, having consistent sleep, having those regular routines helps me to feel safe. Nourishment, getting enough food. I have so many clients that come to me, they're only eating 800 calories a day. Well, guess what? Your body probably needs 1,000, 1,100, maybe even more. We need to look at you as an individual just to lay there and breathe. And so we need to make sure you're getting enough food and that you're eating the right food to get the right minerals and amino acids and fiber to help with a healthy microbiome and to help with rebuilding the tissues that autoimmune antibodies have been damaging. We need to focus on digestion support. Some people need warm cooked foods to soothe that digestion. Some people have sluggish digestion, and we have to work on finding ways to incorporate more raw foods. And so we have to look at you as an individual. We have to slow down that eating, pausing before meals. Maybe you say a blessing, but eating in a calm state is going to help to optimize absorption of nutrients. Nervous system regulation, I already mentioned that. Calm before the meals. Try not to be in a rush all the time. Less urgency and more rest, more downtime throughout the day. And curiosity instead of judgment. I struggle with this one too, right? So symptoms are not a bad thing. They're information. What is the symptom telling me? What is it telling me I need to be paying attention to? When your body feels supported instead of being controlled, the symptoms kind of fade away. And so you think about that for you. If someone's trying to control you, trying to make you do something, are you going to go with it or are you going to fight it, right? Your body does the same thing. Have a dry spot. So clients will come to me, told you under eating, 800 calories. They come in afraid of food. Now, I have to admit, I cannot have gluten. I cannot have peanuts. I cannot have corn. I immediately get headaches. And so I am also afraid of food. You know, if I go and someone gives me a plate, which I had corn by accident twice, right before Christmas. You may have heard last week or in my blog post where I talked about autoimmune tired. You're exhausted because my body, that's how it responds. I get a migraine and I get to where, I mean, I literally could not hold my phone. I was so tired. And so, yes, there are some foods that I am afraid of too. But I have people who come to me that are afraid of all foods. I can't eat anything. The only thing I can eat is a sweet potato, or the only thing I can eat is meat and white rice. Well, you can probably eat more of those foods. And so we need to learn how we can expand those foods. And if you had to eliminate foods because you were reacting to them, we need to work on repairing your body so that you can add more foods in because you're not going to get all the minerals and vitamins and fiber you need if you're down to just a handful of foods. And so we have to see what is going on, settle things down so that you can incorporate more foods. And they're afraid of flares. And me too. Like I said, less than 2 weeks ago, here it was flat out because I got glutened, I had got corned twice, and I was pushing through as the holidays, right? And so I'm guilty as well, but you can see I can bounce back, and so can you. Once we stop fighting our body and start supporting those basics that we know we need to go and focus on, then we react less. Our digestion improves, our energy improves. Like I went from not being able to hold my phone to back into the gym, working with my weights, doing my qigong regularly and everything too. At one day I'm like, I can't hold my phone. I'm definitely not getting off this couch to, I've got to work out. I feel so much better when I work out. Our confidence returns. And it's not because we quote unquote fixed something. It's because our body is feeling safe and secure. It knows what to expect as well. If you're tired of feeling like you're doing everything wrong, if you want to stop fighting and start understanding your symptoms, this is what we do in my membership, the Culinary Healing Circle. You can check it out at culinaryhealingcircle.com. We focus on food, we focus on structure, we focus on nervous system support. I even teach Qigong in there. I do food demos, I teach master classes. And so I'd love for you to join us, culinaryhealingcircle.com. Your body is not broken. It's communicating, and we need to figure out what is it saying to you. When you learn the language of your body, everything becomes clearer and more doable. Cooking creates change, but understanding creates trust. Let's help your body to feel safe. Check out culinaryhealingcircle.com. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments. I would be more than happy to see if it's the right fit for you. And I will see you again next week.